Sara yearned for her dreams. Each morning she woke with a blank slate. Frustration gnawed at her. What worlds was she missing?
My dreams, they hold the key to my soul. I long to unlock their secrets.
She read books, searching for answers. Nothing worked. The dreams remained elusive.
Maybe this is the answer I seek, a path to unlock the hidden chambers of my mind.
She envisioned a world of vibrant colors and fantastical creatures, all hidden behind a veil she could not pierce. Sara believed in a world beyond our own. She often found herself gazing at the stars, wondering about the mysteries of the universe. The vastness of the night sky filled her with a sense of awe and curiosity. She felt a deep connection to something greater, something unseen yet profoundly felt. A spiritual realm teeming with energy and secrets. This realm, she believed, held answers to questions she had yet to ask. It was a place where the physical and the metaphysical intertwined, where the soul could find solace and understanding. The energy she sensed was both comforting and invigorating, a reminder that she was never truly alone. Dreams, she felt, were the bridge. They were the gateway to this otherworldly dimension, a place where the subconscious mind could roam free and explore the depths of existence. In her dreams, Sara often encountered symbols and messages that she believed were guiding her on her spiritual journey.
Meditation, Sara. It's a way to calm the mind, to hear the whispers of the soul. Through meditation, you can quiet the noise of the outside world and tune into the inner voice that speaks the truth. It's a practice that requires patience and dedication, but the rewards are immeasurable.
Her friends, noticing her struggle, offered advice. They saw the longing in her eyes, the desire to connect with something beyond the mundane. They shared their own experiences and insights, hoping to provide her with the guidance she sought. They, too, sensed her yearning. They understood the importance of finding one's path and the challenges that came with it. Their support was unwavering, a testament to the strength of their bond and the love they had for her.
Yes, meditation might help. It's worth a try, don't you think? They encouraged her to explore different techniques and find what resonated with her. They knew that the journey was personal and that what worked for one person might not work for another.
Intrigued, Sara delved into the world of meditation. She researched different techniques: guided meditation, mindfulness, transcendental meditation. Each method offered a unique approach to achieving inner peace and spiritual enlightenment. She read books, watched videos, and attended workshops, eager to learn and grow. Each promised a path to inner peace. The more she learned, the more she realized that meditation was not just a practice, but a way of life. It was about being present in the moment, embracing stillness, and connecting with the essence of her being, and hopefully, to her dreams. She hoped that through meditation, she could unlock the secrets of her subconscious mind and find the answers she sought. She believed that her dreams held the key to understanding her purpose and fulfilling her destiny.
Could this be the key? She wondered if meditation was the missing piece of the puzzle, the tool that would help her bridge the gap between the physical and the spiritual.
She felt a glimmer of hope. For the first time in a long while, she felt that she was on the right path. The journey ahead was still uncertain, but she was ready to embrace it with an open heart and an open mind. With each step, she moved closer to discovering the truth and finding the guidance she had been seeking. Sara's journey began with guided meditation. A soothing voice led her through calming visualizations. She imagined waterfalls, forests, and peaceful meadows. Her mind, however, remained a whirlwind. Thoughts darted like fish in a shallow pond. Frustration mounted.
Am I doing something wrong?
She moved on to mindfulness, focusing on her breath, her body. This, too, proved challenging. Her mind, a runaway train, refused to be tamed. Doubts crept in.
Maybe I'm not meant to dream. Maybe some doors are meant to stay closed.
But something inside her refused to give up. She pressed on. Weeks later, something shifted. During a deep meditation, Sara felt a stillness, a calmness she had never known. The world around her dissolved. She found herself in a void. Then colors exploded. Shapes swirled. She was dreaming.
The dreams are so vivid, unlike anything I've experienced before. I can taste the air, feel the textures around me. It's exhilarating.
Night after night, she plunged into this new world. She soared with birds, swam with dolphins, explored fantastical landscapes. She was in control, or so she thought. One dream began differently. The vibrant colors were muted, replaced by shades of gray.
A sense of unease washed over me.
In the distance, a figure stood, tall, imposing, shrouded in shadow.
I felt a chill despite the dream's warmth. Who was this being?
The figure turned, and Sarah's breath caught. Two eyes, burning like hot coals, stared back.
Fear, primal and instinctive, gripped me. I tried to flee, to will myself awake.
But the dream held her fast. Trapped, the figure smiled, a slow, predatory grin.
Hello, Sara. Antaeus.
The name echoed in Sarah's mind, filled with dread. It was a name she had never heard before, yet it felt ancient, powerful, and terrifying. The mere sound of it sent shivers down her spine, as if it carried with it the weight of countless nightmares. He appeared in her dreams night after night. At first, he was just a shadow, a fleeting presence that she could barely perceive. But with each passing night, he became more defined, more real. His eyes, dark and piercing, seemed to see right through her, as if he knew her deepest fears and darkest secrets. Each time his presence grew stronger, his control more absolute. It was as if he was feeding off her fear, growing more powerful with each terrified heartbeat. She could feel his influence spreading, like a dark cloud slowly enveloping her mind. Her once vibrant dreamscape turned bleak, a reflection of his will. The colors faded, the landscapes twisted into grotesque shapes, and the air grew thick with a sense of impending doom. It was no longer a place of rest and escape, but a realm of torment and despair.
We are bound together now, Sara. You cannot escape me. His voice was a cold whisper echoing in the corners of her mind. It was a voice that promised both power and destruction, a voice that she could not ignore.
He spoke of power, of realms beyond human comprehension. He promised knowledge, control. He painted a picture of a world where she could be more than she ever dreamed, where she could wield power beyond imagination. But there was always a price, a dark undercurrent to his promises. All he asked for was her trust, a simple request, yet it felt like a trap. She could feel the weight of his gaze, the intensity of his presence, and she knew that giving in would mean losing a part of herself forever. Her fear morphed into a chilling fascination. Who was this entity? What did he want? The questions gnawed at her, driving her to the brink of madness. She felt a strange pull towards him, a curiosity that she couldn't shake, even as she knew it was dangerous. Her dreams, once a source of joy, became her prison. Each night she was drawn deeper into his world, a world where she had no control, no escape. It was a place of endless torment where her every fear was brought to life. She yearned for escape, for the comfort of oblivion. She longed for the days when her dreams were her sanctuary, a place where she could find peace and solace. But those days were gone, replaced by a never-ending nightmare. But Antaeus wouldn't allow it. He was always there, a dark presence that loomed over her, keeping her trapped in his web. No matter how hard she tried, she could not break free. She was bound to him, a prisoner in her own mind. The line between dream and reality blurred. Sara found herself waking with strange markings on her skin, symbols she recognized from her dreams. She felt a constant pressure, a presence lurking at the edge of her awareness. Her reflection in the mirror seemed wrong, her eyes now flickering with an eerie light.
I can't focus. I can't eat, can't sleep.
Her once organized life unraveled. Haunted by Antaeus' presence, she became a prisoner in her own home. Her friends, worried, tried to reach her, but she pushed them away, terrified of what Antaeus might do. She was losing herself. One night, Sara jolted awake. Her heart pounded. Sweat soaked her sheets. She had been having the same nightmare for weeks, but this time it felt different, more real. The darkness of her room seemed to press in on her, suffocating her with its weight. She was in her bed. But something was different. The familiar surroundings of her room felt alien, as if she had been transported to a parallel world where everything was slightly off. The air felt heavy, charged with an unseen energy. It was as if the very molecules in the room were vibrating with a sinister intent, a prelude to something terrible. A cold dread gripped her. He was here. The presence she had felt in her dreams had crossed over into her reality.
No, this can't be happening, she whispered to herself, trying to convince her mind that it was all just a figment of her imagination.
She turned, her breath catching in her throat. The room seemed to stretch and warp around her, making her feel dizzy and disoriented. Antaeus stood at the foot of her bed. His presence was overwhelming, a dark silhouette against the dim light. No longer a shadowy figure, but flesh and blood. His form was solid, tangible, and terrifyingly real. His eyes burned with an infernal light, his smile cruel and predatory. It was a smile that promised pain and suffering.
"We are one now, Sara." His voice was a chilling whisper that seemed to echo in her mind.
His voice was a guttural rasp. It was as if his words were being dragged from the depths of some dark abyss. His hand shot out, his grip like iron. She could feel the coldness of his touch seeping into her skin, freezing her blood. Terror, raw and consuming, overwhelmed her. She screamed, but it was a scream of pure instinct, a primal reaction to the horror before her. But the sound died in her throat. It was as if the very air had been stolen from her lungs, leaving her voiceless and helpless. She struggled to move, but her body felt paralyzed, as if an invisible force was holding her down. Panic surged through her veins, making her heart race even faster. The clock on her nightstand ticked loudly, each second stretching into an eternity. Midnight had come and gone, and with it, the boundary between dreams and reality had shattered. Sara realized with a sinking heart that there was no escape. She was trapped within this nightmare, and Antaeus was the master of her fate. But even in the face of such overwhelming fear, a spark of determination ignited within her. She would not go down without a fight. She would find a way to break free from this terror, no matter the cost. Sara's scream went unheard as Antaeus' essence flooded her being. Her body, her mind, no longer her own. He had won. Reality itself fractured. The walls of her room twisted and buckled, furniture contorting into grotesque shapes. Outside, chaos reigned.
What is happening?
The sky bled crimson, the air thick with the stench of sulfur. Strange creatures, spawned from the darkest corners of her dreams, stalked the streets. Antaeus, now inhabiting Sara's earthly vessel, smiled. A chillingly familiar smile. He had crossed the threshold, bridging the gap between nightmare and reality. And the world would never be the same.